You know, Sonic's a very interesting character in the realm of video games. Back in the 90s, the name Sonic the Hedgehog meant something. It was the title that sparred off against the biggest name in gaming and had the potential to even dethrone him at one point. Now it's... oh god, Shadow the Hedgehog. Stupid fucking werehog stages. Oh no. Sonic 06! There's just no way they can top this, and oh my god, they did with Sonic Boom! Holy fucking hell! It's a safe bet to say that the Blue Bastard has had some pretty interesting lows. Sonic 6 alone has been beaten and bashed beyond death. If the game was human, there'd just be chunks left, and the same is probably going to happen for Sonic Boom. But this is a problem. We focus all our energy on these fuckhead moments from Sega that we tend to sweep the good moments under the rug.
Hey, I'm sorry. You're great games and all, but can't talk about you. Not a Genesis game. That's right, people. The only good Sonic games we're allowed to talk about is this one right here, or number 3, or 1. How the fuck does that work?
Sure, Sonic Colors and Generations may get a mention from time to time, but when's the last time anyone's talked about the Sonic Advance Trilogy? Oh, just about no one. Who the fuck wants to talk about those games? That ain't good material to get views and subscriptions. Screw them. No, screw you. These 3 games should be talked about more. They are the reason why Sonic 4 shouldn't even exist, and they are the true successors to Sonic 3, and it completely fucking peepees over Sonic 4. In fact, I think when it comes to the Game Boy Advance, Sonic had a better resume than the plumber himself. While each had an Advance series, Mario was just a set of updated ports, while Sonic was getting brand new games entirely. What alternate reality was the early 2000s? But, either way, it was a great time to be a Sonic fan. Up until this review, I had actually never touched the first game. Having played Sonic Advance 2 and 3 first, it kinda spoiled this one for me, but I'll get into that in a bit. When I finally got the chance to play this game, I immediately noticed how similar, if not dead on, it felt like the Genesis games in terms of gameplay. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all felt like they did in Sonic 3. Sonic's insta-shield returns, as well as getting this new pointless rolling attack that'll stop you in your tracks instead of just pushing down to roll and keep momentum going. I don't understand this, and it seems Mr. Hedgehog didn't either due to how awkwardly he rolls before a somersault. Tails gains a new tail swipe attack, and just like Sonic's somersault, I just don't get it, as jumping is still your best form of attack. But surprisingly, Knuckles gets a new punch combo, and it works quite well actually. I was pretty shocked, and he became my favorite character to use because of it.
And then there's Amy!
Buddy? Holy sweet flying fuck!
Now, I can guarantee that was everyone's reaction when they first tried her out in this game. Definitely one of the most unique characters I have ever played in a 2D Sonic game. Seriously.
Amy is nearly a copy and paste of how she plays in Sonic Adventure. Amy is unable to spin dash or spin jump for that matter and heavily relies on her hammer to attack. Want to see what she does instead of a spin dash?
She faceplants. I'm not kidding you. She fucking faceplants instead of a spin dash. Now, it's not even something cool like, say, a headbutt, say, for example, Barry's from Resident Evil 5. No! She fucking faceplants. The hell is that? Bad guy? Whoa, we know what we gotta do. Gotta kill you now.
Also, like Sonic, Amy can real grind. With her butthole! Whoa, mama, she's gonna need another tampon! Honestly, the concept of Amy is just very deceiving in this game. You think she'd be the easy character, but you're wrong. You're just wrong. A whole lot of wrong there, so good luck, cause you're fucked. Okay, it's not that bad. Nah, she's pretty bad, it'll take some getting used to, but luckily this game isn't too hard or long. That was dirty. Now, the game itself has a been there, done that feel to it. The level design isn't bad for the most part, and it has a high focus on platforming, but there's nothing really that stands out. The level themes are reused, and the bosses in this game are kind of meh. Although I do think the first spot was pretty neat, and the remake of the Knuckles fight from Sonic and Knuckles was awesome. But the rest of them? No. And because this was a GBA game, the faded look just didn't help its case. The story? Non-existent, and that's not a bad thing. Now here's what the special stage looks like. Looks fun? No? You can agree it can go fuck its head? Good, because it can. The control is stupid dumb. As usual, if you manage to complete a special stage, you'll gain a Chaos Emerald. But unlike the Genesis games, it decides to go to Sonic Adventure route, and they just become a way of unlocking the final stage where you get to play as Super Sonic. And, I could not be bothered. I just got bored way too quickly with this one, and the idea of retrying that messed up special stage constantly, yeah. No thanks. Sonic Advance isn't bad, but I admit, just like Sonic 4, it just didn't do anything for me. Except for Amy. That was just amazing what they did with her. A+ in the holy sweet flying fuck department. But to be honest, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't have it growing up, as 2 and 3 are just that much better. It's pretty clear I was spoiled by them. I know it seems like I'm not going into much detail, but that's because I can't really do so. You play Sonic 2? Then boom! There's your description. It's Sonic 2 without the nostalgia. So I suppose I'll dive into Sonic Advance 2, because now I'm just a little over this one. It can go fuck off now.
Sonic Advance 2.
Sonic Advance 2. This was the game of the Game Boy Advance for me. You know, that one game everyone has for each platform that they just seem to keep coming back to. Whenever I think of Sonic Advance 2, one thing that always comes to mind is speed.
Don't fucking look at me like that, I know what you're thinking. Well, no shit, it's supposed to be a Sonic game, it's supposed to be fast. Shut up.
Now, when I say speed, I mean as in levels are more focused on keeping the player moving than actual platforming. Not to say that there isn't any platforming aspect, it's there, and there's room for exploration thanks to the new trick mechanic. Anytime you bounce off a spring or fly off a grind rail, you could potentially reach higher ground or keep your momentum up in the air by using these trick moves. It's similar to what Sonic Adventure 2 did, but it's more practical and efficient to use than just doing it for bonus points. Level themes were a hell of a lot more interesting than the first. Sure, you have your Not Green Hill Zone and your Not Death Egg Zone, but majority of them feel fresh and original, and if not, well, they include ideas in the level design that'll force itself into your memory. Oh, like Zone 6! But instead of memory, it just burns your retinas. Who the hell thought this was a good idea for the background to change like that? Your eyes are going to strain a little bit to begin with due to the screen size you're playing on, then to top it all off, it decides to go into seizure mode and melt the eyes of many. Assholes! The only real problem is the emphasis on speed can be a level's downfall, as it can lead to some deaths that you should know better, and then you get all pissed off and you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes, oh fuck yourself, you mother. Too many fucks. I think the best example of this is Sky Canyon. As the name suggests, it takes up in a very high area, which means a lot of bottomless pits. So if you're not careful or paying attention, more times than not, you're going to be flying off into the abyss. It's not the zone's fault, but due to the first 4 zones having a higher focus on running than platforming, you're prepped on doing that, so when the game does a complete 180 on you, your reaction is going to be, God damn it, you... No, I'm not going to say fuck. Shit. Oh. Certain bosses will also make you scream, God damn it, too. As with the general theme, boss battles are on a never-ending path, which means you'll be running the entire time. Which means if you get hit, your rings are going to be flying behind you, which means you'll be lucky if you can even grab one back. It's very nerve-wracking if you get hit, and waiting for another group of rings to fly by can be so much torture. Fucking hell. And there's one boss that just needs to go to hell, and once again I have to visit Sky Canyon. Starting to see a little pattern here, people. Knuckles, of all things, is piloting what I think is safe to say is Robotnik's deadliest machine in existence. A big wheel that's equipped with a giant hand and a laser gun that, if it gets you straight, goes into jerk-off mode that can quite possibly kill you in one hit if it's able to smack you. Yeah, you saw that right. That piece of shit was able to kill me even though I had rings.
Hey, Knuckles!
Go fuck yourself. Maybe that was a little harsh considering what they did to him in this game. You went from best to worst character, you lost your awesome punch combo, and your mobility is trash. Every trick you do puts you to a grinding halt, and to unlock you, we must beat you on the hardest boss fight in existence for Sonic. Knuckles? Go fuck yourself! Sonic, on the other hand, is much better. Still has that pretty use of somersault, but he's got his homing attack, and the best part is all of his trick moves keeps his speed up. That, people, is a good thing. Tails? I got nothing for you. Now for the newcomer Cream, the real player-friendly character. Having the ability to fly and send her Chow Cheese to smash into robots, you'll blast through these levels and bosses in no time, making the final boss rush level look like a joke. And then Amy.
What? Holy sweet flying fuck!
Wow. There's just no winning with you, is there, Amy? You're fucking 0 for 2. If there's one more you screw up on, that's considered a hat trick where I'm from. Fucking loser.
Everything that was wrong with this girl was fixed, and quite frankly, she sided with Sonic as my favorite character to play as in 2. But the problem is, you're simply never gonna have the chance to play as her unless you're deeply committed to unlocking her. So here's the rundown. You need to beat the game with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Cream, as well as collecting all 7 emeralds for each of them separately. That sounds easy, but nah. Getting to the special stage was truly a glaring issue here. This is easily the hardest thing I've ever had to do in a Sonic game. To gain access, you must find the 7 special rings scattered throughout each level. But there's only 7 in a stage. Go fucking figure. And if you haven't clued in yet, that means you have to follow a set path. And the checkpoints don't save them for you, so if you die or think you can just die over and over again until you do get it, think again. Because if you happen to even just miss one by accident, you have to start that stage over from the very beginning. And I guarantee you're going to start that fucker over alive. The fact that you have to memorize the correct path to reach all 7 is a horrible concept in the first place. Even to this day, I still need a video walkthrough on most of these levels. And when you're Sonic and you just had one slip from your grasp, it's probably one of the most infuriating feelings ever, because you know you can't possibly recover like you could with the other 3. So you have no choice. You gotta push that reset button. Don't like it? Too bad. And I haven't even touched the actual special stage, the things these rings unlock. Which you could obviously screw up and then you're back to square one once more, and then you have to redo the 7 rings again, and oh my god, this sucks so much ass! If you're good, you can max it out 909 quickly, but you have to master the control because it's more slippery than snot on ice, and more chance than not that goal will not be reached because of said loogies on your shoes.
You know, I say I like these games, but all I seem to be doing right now is tearing them apart. I'm making it clear right now. I like Sonic Advance 2. I do. But these special stages, I despise how they handle them. There's just way too much trial and error just to get to the damn thing. You just have a chance of getting one. Doesn't even guarantee you'll get it. Fuck you! Yes! Fuck you, Sonic Advance 2. I said it, I said it, I said it. Stupid fucking Chaos Emeralds.
Somehow I keep making the games I like look bad. Man, I'm fucking horrible at this. Really, really horrible. Holy shit. But I went way too long on this one, so I'm jumping into 3 now before I make myself look like a liar even more. So 2's main gimmick was speed, 3 was co-op, based around the idea from Knuckles Chaotix, and coming back to these games, I can easily say Sonic Advance 3 was the best in the trilogy. And do I dare say one of the best Sonic games, period? I think so. I went there. Everything about this game just screams awesomeness. Graphically, I love it. It doesn't have that faded look like so many GBA games had, and the music is just, oh, I know it's a Sonic game, and good music is a given, but even just the Green Hill Zone remix is pure pleasure on the ears. Yeah! Now, the main aspect about Sonic Advance 3 is partner swapping. You first start off with just Sonic and Tails. Even with just them, you soon realize the player combination affects how each of the 5 players are going to play. For example, Tails' perks gives Sonic the ability to pull off his trick moves, where Knuckles allows him to use the Insta Shield and Bounce Attack, but he loses his trick moves. Given, Sonic could use all of this freely in 2, but I'll give up his Insta Shield for his Tails' flight and throw skills any day. Especially when I'm playing as Knuckles, cause sky's the literal limit with Tails as his partner. A team I highly suggest when you're looking for those missing chows. Level design has been perfected to have that perfect balance of speed and platforming. As far as I can tell, there was never a spot that had the cheap def for going too fast. Although, like the other 2, I have ran into my fair share of cheap hits. Cocksucker. The level themes were kinda hit or miss for a Sonic game. The fact that the game doesn't start you off on a Green Hill type zone in a 2D game is pretty fucking jaw-dropping. Even though the second zone is a Green Hill themed zone, the fact that it doesn't deny that it's a Green Hill ripoff is pretty nice. In fact, Sunset Hill embraces the fact that it's a Green Hill ripoff with its music, and I love it that much more for it. Chaos Angel was a blast to play through as well. Just like Route 99, it was nice to see the final zone within the game not be a Death Egg or Space something shit. Instead, it took place on Angel Island. Good job. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but the theme music for these stages are so epic sounding. Almost like the game knew that it was it for the Advanced series and it wanted to end on a boom. I mean bang! Psh, Sonic boom. Oh, fucking, I'm gonna die. The rest of them? Nah, too similar to Sonic Advance 2. Bosses have probably had the most fair challenge I've seen in a Sonic game in a long time. Not worrying so much about losing all my rings was such a relief too. Each provided a new challenge other than just bonking the fat ass on the head a bunch of times. For example, in Cybertrack, you had to send the balls he shoots out back at him to hit him. Then, in Belcha fashion, you had to smash Robotnik off the side of the platform in the Toy Kingdom Zone. Ideas like this show that Sonic doesn't have to be a one-trick pony all the time. And thank the ever-loving Christ for how Sonic Team handled the special stages this time. Somebody should have been shocked for their idea in Sonic Advance 2. Those special stages were so fucked! It might not be as easy as Sonic 3 and Knuckles' giant rings and blue sphere stages, but I'll gladly take finding the Chow over that special ring shit any day. At least you get to keep what you find here. But yeah, to access the special stages this time around, you have to find the 10 Chow in each world, which will unlock the keys you need to unlock the spring that bounces them into it. The stages themselves, they're okay, but we've seen better. Honestly, I wonder if Sonic Team could ever top Blue Sphere. Also, you just have to get each emerald once. No more of that 28 Chaos Emerald bullshit. The only real issue I have with this game is some of the character combinations. Some are great, like I had mentioned earlier. That Knuckles and Tails combo is just bitchin'. But some just suck so much bum. A perfect example of this is Tails and Cream. If the leader is Tails, he gets this weird flying technique that makes him fly up quicker, but it doesn't last nearly as long and his mobility is shot. And then there's Cream. Nothing even changes with her except for the fact that she loses her ability to fly altogether. Instead, she gets an umbrella that lets her float. Now Amy. Amy. Sonic Team just hates you, don't they? As a leader, her only decent partner is Sonic because it allows her to play like she did in Sonic Advance 2. Everyone else, she plays just like she did in Sonic Advance 1 with some pointless gimmick. As a partner, Jesus Christ, what the hell did you do to everyone? She turns everyone into a close copy of her. When the other four jump, they don't roll into a ball anymore unless you activate it mid-jump. And their standard special gets replaced with a hammer. A hammer you'll never use. The only pro for using her as a partner is with Tails on the final boss, because for whatever reason, Tails is able to fly faster as well as using the hammer to attack during flight. This team is even more effective than having Cream as a leader or partner and using cheats. That is just unreal. How does that shit happen? Oh yeah, collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds and you get to play as Super Sonic in the final stage, but just like in the other two, you can't use him in the regular stages. It's so stupid.
Now, the only thing I didn't talk about was the Tiny Chow Garden in multiplayer. Chow Garden? Well, it's pretty easy. See, here. It's a simplified version of the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure which you can send shit to. Done. Multiplayer, though, not so easy. Simply because I can't properly show it to you because I don't have the equipment and I don't have friends to play it with. I wish I could show it to you, though, because I did play them as a kid, and to me, Sonic Advance 2's multiplayer is the best there is for a Sonic game. But that's gonna have to be for another video. Maybe a comparison of what's the best multiplayer mode in a Sonic game. Ooh, that's my breath. But anyway, this is what I'm gonna end you with. I thought it was actually pretty cool, and because I don't know how to end these as usual, here you go. How the fuck does that work? Okay. Check this out, people.
I just want to say thank you for watching. Even if it's just one person who enjoys what I do, then that's more than enough. And if you did like this, then subscribe, like, and share these videos to the people who you think will enjoy it. And since you made it this far, why not check out my other stuff?